Brooklyn chef Charlie Mitchell has become New York City's first and only Black Michelin-starred chef.
And he was recently nominated for a James Beard Award. CBS 2's Zinnia Maldonado sat down with the executive chef and brings us his inspirational story.
Behind these dark green doors along Columbia Place in Brooklyn Heights, you'll find Clover Hill, a new American restaurant. Leading the kitchen inside, you'll find executive chef Charlie Mitchell.
At first, I was like, wow.
At just 30 years old, Mitchell is the first and only Black Michelin-starred chef in New York City.
On one hand, it was like eye-opening as far as like where we're at like in the country, in the food industry, and on the other hand, it was just very humbling. You know, I was just happy that I could be that person and be motivation to people and be inspiring, and I just kind of embrace it.
It's a hefty title he earned after working his way up throughout kitchens across the country over the last 10 years, deciding to opt out of culinary school. He went from prep cook to sous chef to executive chef, as he now creates top quality dishes at Clover Hill, which opened last February.
It's a lot of days, it's a lot of hours, it's a lot of birthdays missed, holidays missed, you know, a lot of time that you devote to this career path. And I think in that moment, it kind of all was like, wow, like kind of show that I made the right decision.
Mitchell's hope is that his success story can inspire other minority chefs.
A lot of black chefs or chefs of color feel like they have to do a certain style of food, you know, for a certain demographic. If anything, I just want them to understand that they can do whatever, and there is a place for like our styles of food and our presence in fine dining.
And although for now he is the only Black Michelin-starred chef in the city, he also hopes it isn't long before that changes.
And then also for Michelin to kind of like open their eyes and say, hey, maybe we haven't been looking at all these other cuisines, these other chefs with like a fair, you know, lens.
Mitchell received Michelin's 2022 New York Young Chef Award and was most recently nominated for a James Beard Award, the Emerging Chef category.
We don't know if we're going to win yet, and we have to wait and go to the award show, but James Beard is pretty awesome because, especially in Detroit, James Beard was huge. So to me, I was like, okay, great, this has been one that I know will really reach home.
Amid all his achievements, the Detroit native has one message for those who come across his story.
Whatever career path or which way you want to go in life, I think if you're passionate about it and you're willing to put the work in, like just stick with it, and like, you know, it'll work out if you make it work out.
From Brooklyn Heights, Zinnia Maldonado, CBS 2 News.
The only other Black Michelin-starred chef is Gerard Sombright of Orlando, Florida. He received the award in 2022.
Sounds like he's up for a lot of awards, but a clear big mantle.
Yeah, for sure.
For him, right?